also, we've talked about hail water before. That is not me twanging and saying hell. That's HAIL. Oh my God. One of my friends was trying to say gel, and they said jail.
Jail?
Jail. Like you're
jail
gonna get,
for your hair.
You're going to get arrested and go to jail.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You might.
You might. Who knows?
At this point in time, you should not necessarily be using jail for your hair.
Well, also, you could be detained for pretty much no reason or any reason. So
that's true.
But
jail or jail.
We were talking about hail water, where I saved some hailstones and I let them melt into water, and then I labeled it. So I used that on like banishing and hexing magic, and I like that because the idea is like you kind of have to like get a little hurt to give a little hurt. So, you know, like I had to endure the hailstorm and like dents on my car and like worrying that the windows were going to break and all that business. So it was not free. But it's basically like a Roth IRA. I paid the tax up front to later unleash it tax free.
So especially like, dude, here it's just going to stay under freezing for a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not going away. So yeah, you could use that to your advantage. So,
you know,
let's do that.
Like less hexy magic. If, for example, I've got heaters in my bathrooms that face the outside wall. So maybe like as I am contemplating if those are freezing or not and hoping that the heater is doing its job, you could also make those pipes be like the structures you are trying to disband and imagine them melting away. So the protective energy that you're bringing to your home, you know, you can also tag on to this idea of melting this very heartless, systemized,
destructive bullshit.
Yes.
Force. Yeah, that's brilliant. I enjoy that very much.
Because I'm thinking about historically when you have eclipses, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, this is like some kind of omen, or this is
super weird.
What is happening? I'm also liking the idea of like it being an omen, because going the other direction, you know, if you're experiencing joy, you don't want it to like be deceptive. So there's also this moment of going from the sun to the moon of, you know, kind of freaking out Chicken Little, like really over blowing like what this omen is, and like really thinking everything's doom and gloom when it's just a temporary state.
And on that note, hello everybody. I had spicy salmon roll. So I needed a minute because my lips were bigger than my other lips. So I had to get some milk and like have my mouth cool down. And look at Empress coming in clutch with 5 subs. Oh my goddess. Thank you, Empress. Yeah, spicy is good. Spicy is very good. But when you have what's called gastric rhinitis, so I have, in addition to the other litany of health issues I have, gastric rhinitis is whenever I eat, no matter what it is that I eat, my nose will start to run. Gross, I know. I don't like it either. I inherited it from my grandfather on my mother's side. Spicy makes your nose run, period. But now that you add that on top of the gastric rhinitis that I already have, it's like, ugh! So it's not like I can eat on stream and then not have to stop and blow my nose, which is annoying as hell. So add that with the spicy nose run, and it's just, bleh. Train, thank you for the hype train. Hopefully we can keep it going. A couple of things. I was eating, like I said, I was eating before stream. We were all listening while you guys were waiting, because I hate dead air and I can't keep playing copyrighted music, because when I go to export it to YouTube has a huge hissy fit. So I said, you know what? Let's just listen to one of my favorite podcasts, which is, by the way, what you were listening to is Hex Rated. still, not was, is still loudly protesting her temporary latrine sequestering and would like everybody to know she believes this is a violation of her ASPCA civil rights. So, putting that out there as well. Mine included drinking with Stormy on Saturday. I got a wonderful time to hang out with my boyfriend on Sunday. And it's been absolutely Hello, my name is Silver Goddess. I'm your friendly neighborhood werehusky chaos goddess, Silver Goddess. Happy mystical magical Monday. I hope you're all having and doing well today and having a great day. I want you guys to grab your drink. If you haven't taken your meds, take your meds. Hopefully, you guys have eaten. If you haven't eaten, go grab a snack. Get comfy, settle in, and let's start the week with some cozy, horror cozy, supernatural weird. I actually, thanks to Stormy, I was able to get my 15-hour stream in. So, my co-wife, and this is a joke for those who don't know, me and Empress and Stormy are all married, okay, canonically. I am goddess, and Stormy is a goddess of the universe, and I am a goddess of chaos, which is essentially goddess of the universe as well. And Empress managed to land two goddesses. So me and Stormy are co-wife with goddess, or with goddess. Wow. Me and Stormy are co-wife goddesses with Empress. Wonderful. It is the most wonderful thing to be in like a co-wife streamy situation family, because we all take care of each other. We all check in on each other, so on and so forth. So, we're doing things a little differently today. Normally I kick off things with our usual chatting and the show and tell segment. But today we're diving straight into a game that I've been very excited to check out called Strange Antiquities. So before we get started, there's a couple of quick housekeeping items. So first, our fundraiser for Traction, and I'm so glad you're here, Empress, for this. Our fundraiser for Traction is still active. Since it's Pride Month, this feels like a really good opportunity to highlight the work they do supporting LGBTQIA plus youth and young adults. Community support can make a real difference, especially for people who may not have access to safe spaces, resources, or affirming support systems elsewhere. If you'd like to contribute, all the information is available below the stream and in the pull down in the chat. I don't want you guys to feel pressured. Absolutely no pressure. But absolutely every donation, 100% goes to them. I don't see any of it. Twitch doesn't see any of it. And it helps support the work that Traction is doing. I am a bisexual person, so I am already a trans ally, in my opinion, by default. To me, it makes sense to just, why not, support your fellow LGBTQIA plus brothers and sisters, and they highly prestigious $10 to keep the internet on side quest remains active. We are once again attempting to defeat modern utility bills through determination, stubbornness, and whatever loose change can be found in the couch cushions. If you want to help the channel by the 13th, which is when the bill is due, exclamation TIP in the chat, you'll get the link, and just follow the link. Third, if you hear landscaping equipment in the background, no you don't. No you don't. Because my landscaper has chosen chaos. We are now living with an accidental industrial soundtrack layered over our cozy occult horror experience. Yay! If you're wondering why we're playing Strange Antiquities for Mystical Magical Monday, by the way, the answer is that this game feels like it was custom made for a collection of my favorite things. So, anyone who knows me knows I absolutely love vintage and antique items, and I've always been drawn to old objects, old stories, old craftsmanship, and the sense of history that comes with them. So I also used to work as an interior decorator. For anyone unfamiliar with the distinction, decorators focus on aesthetics, furnishing, and the visual personality of a space, while interior designers also handle structural planning, architecture, and building systems. So my work was centered on creating cohesive, beautiful spaces filled with pieces that have character and meaning. So on top of that, I spent nearly a decade in the American Lolita fashion community, to be more specific, American Southwest Lolita fashion community, where historical aesthetics, antique-inspired design, craftsmanship, storytelling, and romanticism were a huge part of the culture and embedded into the fashion. So I've always been fascinated by beautiful objects and the stories attached to them, as well as, in this case, the spirits as well, and the lore and the cryptids and all that stuff. So a game about running in a cult antique shop. Yeah, this was always going to get my attention, you guys. So we're going to be identifying objects, helping customers, investigating mysteries, and hopefully not accidentally unleashing something ancient and angry before the end of the stream. Hopefully. As a lover of cozy horror, this is actually my kind of game. So it's given like eerie atmospheres, folklore, occult themes, supernatural mysteries, and just enough creepiness to keep things interesting without constant jump scares. I fucking hate jump scares. So some of you may remember that I played Strange moons ago, played Strange Horticulture moons ago. Strange Antiquities takes place in that same universe, which immediately puts it on my radar. And the best part, in my opinion, this is my first time ever playing it. So you guys are going to join me in the discovery of this game. I intentionally did not play this before stream. We're going to figure it out together. I want to, again, thank you all for being here, whether you're chatting, lurking, working, crafting, folding laundry, cooking, avoiding responsibilities, or multitasking life in general. Happy Magical Mystical Monday. Now we're going to go poke at cursed antiquities and see what could possibly go wrong. Empress is our first donation. She donated $5 to support Traction. Yay! She says, I donated for the dolls. Aww! Thank you. For those who don't know, Empress is trans. So she's supporting her community directly. 100% of those are going to go directly to Traction. And it is Pacific Northwest. So I very much appreciate the support, Empress. Thank you. And by the way, I am all about drag queens and drag kings. It's a one gay bar in the entire city of Tucson, Arizona, and it's called IBT's. And that's Trixie Mattel. That's what her name was. She was originally from Tucson, Arizona, and she was doing her shows in the only gay bar in all of Tucson, Arizona. So Trixie Mattel is originally from Tucson, Arizona. I used to go to her shows, and then she got picked up by the Drag Race, she launched from there. Ta-da! Strange Antiquities. Okay, I believe the full game is out right now, but we're just going to do the demo today. Let's get to the game. I am looking at chat on my phone. I swear I am. As a thaumaturge's apprentice. I always called it thaumaturge, and I don't know why. As a thaumaturge's apprentice, there's a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care, and it is important to identify the harmful from the harmless. The potent from the mild. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Eli By then, the pendulum was already swinging with a terrible certainty that could not be stopped. The ravens were an omen, a circling unkindness of black wings and cheerless cries that seemed even then to signal the start of a rising dread. So, there is a distinct difference between ravens and crows. Okay? Ravens are bigger, crows are not. I believe ravens are the ones that do the loop-de-loos and crows do not. Their tail patterns are different. Now, at a glance, there's no way you could tell the difference, but that distinction is important because while they do share some lore, and actually let me go grab my creature book. Give me a second. I do have a creature book, and it's not like a fake creature book because I actually had to study this when I was in school. Give me 1 second. Let me go. There is an author named Judica Isles, and she has put out at least 3 different kinds of encyclopedias. One is the Encyclopedia of Spells. It's and then she has put out an Encyclopedia of Spirits and an Encyclopedia of Witchcraft. Now, at the beginning of every one of these encyclopedias, and so in the beginning of every single one of these books, she goes, none of these spells are for you to use, blah, 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 disclaimer. But we witches actually know that she has to put that in there to save her ass. Because some people, if you don't know, long story short, we're not welcomed in the community in general, and a lot of people don't know the truth and what's real and history, so they'll automatically assume like, well, we're gonna do the bad things. So that said, let me pull up the Encyclopedia of Spirits on. This was an accident, but I'll read it. So, gay and lesbian people, spiritual guardians of gay and lesbian people. Artemis, Athena, no, that's not how you say that. Artemis, Athena, Awashima, Bahuchara, Aaron Lee, Ezeli Dantor, Hyacinth, Kybal. Oh, I'm not going to pronounce that right at all. Logenede, Narcissus, obviously Narcissus, Ochosi, Oshamare, Pan, Triana, and you have to see the encyclopedia entry for La Macarena, which I think is hilarious because if you're my age, you remember that song. All right, so this is not the book for this. This is why I grabbed 2 because I wasn't sure which one it would be in. Let me look in the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft. Crows. 51 to 52 and 376. So let's go to 51 first. Because like any good researcher, you quote your sources. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Ravens and jackdaws. That was the third one I couldn't remember that I thought of. The corvids, which is that family that those 3 belong to, are a large, widely distributed family of birds, including crows, ravens, and jackdaws, powerfully associated with witchcraft and magic. Other members of the family include rooks and jays. So that means blue jays, sterling jays, that sort of thing. Beans. Once upon a time, classification was based purely on powers of observation. Because crows, ravens, and jackdaws bear an obvious family resemblance, both physically and personality-wise, they have always been understood as related. Magpies, which have profound but different associations with witchcraft as well as culture. Don't even get me started on Jim. Want to look it up? It is the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft, the complete A to Z for the entire magical world, and the author is Judica Isles. Ravens will also hunt more than crows, which are mainly scavengers. When mythology distinguishes between the two, ravens are usually associated with transformative magic, while crows are identified with healing. Okay? So you already see that the author of this game does not necessarily have that information. They've kind of conflated the two together, which is very common, by the way. Both are teachers and sponsors of magic and shamanism. If you are asleep like 6 a.m., usually they're active around my time, around 8, 10. You hear, wah, wah, and you'll hear a whole diurnal birds like roosters. They noisily greet the sun. So you'll hear from a rooster, you'll hear early in the morning. And I say that it's 8, 9, 10 because here, this time of year, the equinox is long gone. The sun doesn't set until about 9:30 right now, p.m., which means it's up at like 4 a.m. Pacific Northwest sunrise. As I just said, they will be your daily alarm clock, and they will. I'm a sound sleeper though, so sometimes I don't always wake up when they try to wake me up. And that's what I'm saying. They perch on my back fence and will be like, "Get up!" And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Identified with solar power and may be understood to venerate or worship the sun themselves. So ironically enough, you would think that they'd be associated with something cold or something wet or the air, which they are associated with the air, but they're also associated with the sun/fire. Pacific Northwest myth, Earth is enshrouded in darkness. Crow is literally the one who hangs the sun in the sky. Crows and ravens, like bears and humans, are omnivores. Crows do not like to hunt, however, but prefer to scavenge and not only on roadkill. Historically, corvids hover over battlefields waiting for an opportunity to feast on the dead. So there you go. Crows thus have profound associations with spirits presiding over death, war, and disaster. In Irish Gaelic, bad, meaning crow, I hope I pronounced that right for my Gaelic audience. Please tell me if I pronounced that wrong. It's spelled B-A-D-B-H, so bab. Is a synonym, so bab meaning crow is a synonym for witch. It is also the name of a Celtic battle goddess who may manifest in the shape of her namesake bird. Crows are auricular birds. They evoke the spirit of prophecy and are also affiliated with auricular spirits. Among the deities with whom crows and ravens are associated are Amaterasu, believe it or not, the sun goddess, Japanese sun goddess, Apollo, the Greek sun god, Bab, which is Irish. Oh, I'm going to mispronounce this. Cthulhu Nope, Cthulhu Romano-Celtic Gaul. Epona, which is Celtic, Kali, which is Indian, Macha, which is Irish, the Morrigan, Irish, known as the battle raven or battle crow. And if anyone has ever learned or understood about the Morrigan, you know fuck with the Morrigan. You leave her the fuck alone. Like, the fuck alone. I am gonna mispronounce this. Nantoswel. Nephitis, which is Egyptian, Odin, which is Norse and Aesir for god of the ravens, and here we go. Lazaltuatl, Aztec. So, trickster heroes, crow and raven play an enormous role in world mythology, including Celtic, Greek, Hungarian, Japanese, Jewish, Native American, Scandinavian, and Vietnamese traditions, but most especially in the indigenous traditions of Siberia and North America's Pacific Northwest. Will, on occasion, mimic human language or the sounds of other animals. The associations of crow-raven with witchcraft, magic, and shamanism predate Christianity. What changes post-Christianity is the perception of those associations. Rather than positive associations with wise women, shaman, and seers prior to Christianity, post-Christianity crows were now associated with diabolism and sin. In the eyes of Christian Europe, crows and ravens were linked with witchcraft because of their color, their raucousness, harsh voices, sharp intelligence, and assertive nature. Where have we heard that problem before? Where have we heard that assertive nature is a bad thing? Or being too loud? Or being too smart? I wonder. Explaining why crows were black, typically involving punishment for some kind of sin. According to the standard story, once upon a time, crows were pure white, but they did something very bad and so were punished by being painted permanently black. Now, I'm going to stop here because I'm going to read the rest of it, but I'm going to pause here. If you've never heard about Brother Crow, there is a story that Brother Crow originally was rainbow color and the most beautiful bird that ever existed. Instead of being black, he was white. And his feathers were so iridescent, they were pearlescent and rainbow in the sun. I can't remember the rest of the story fully, but something to the effect of, this is back to the whole having to bring the sun back around again. Flew so close to the sun, trying to do the good deed that he had set out to do, that his feathers became charred and blackened permanently. And that's where it came from, not what you do. Because crows are blackbirds that daily herald the light, the church identified them with Satan in his guise as Lucifer, the fallen angel and light bringer. Now, did y'all hear that? Satan and Lucifer are two different entities. They're not the same and they're not interchangeable. Jackdaws, which are quite similar to crows and ravens, are restricted to the eastern hemisphere, ranging from Eurasia to northwestern. Famous jackdaw may be Sybil Leek's companion, Hotfoot Jackson, the star of her 1966 book, The Jackdaw and the Witch, A True Fable. If you've ever actually hunted a crow and actually cooked it and eaten it, it tastes awful. It absolutely tastes the worst. It's not a very good tasty meat, but it's something that you eat when you have no other option. Baba Yaga is the protector of wild animals who serve her. Her flights are accompanied by crows, ravens, and owls. These birds signal her dominion over day and night. They are not normally compatible. Crows and ravens are intensely diurnal, daytime, while owls are identified. Day 1, Thursday. All right. I know you want me to click the bell. Give me a minute. I want to do stuff. Are we petting Kitty? Can we pet the kitty? We can pet the kitty. Petting the kitty. Petting the kitty. We can pet the kitty on the chest, just the head. Oh, the booty. Oh, you like a good booty scratch. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. We can organize stuff. Now, I always like a good organization system. I very much do. Oh, this is interesting. We'll just bring all of these down here, I guess. Oh, I know what this is. Oh, it's a Celtic thing, and I can't for the heck of me remember the name. What does this do? Woo! Huh. Does this go in here? Okay, no. So something does go in there. One of these goes in there at some point, but not right this second. Okay. 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 So I'm not entirely incorrect. I'm loving this so much right now. And I'm probably going to end up having to change this around again, but for now, ooh, I didn't notice that eyeball moving until just now. For now, we will make a cute little scene here. That's nice. We'll bring, oh, that looks so cute and so nice. Now, we're going to drag this. I think we're just going to keep those there and just remember that that is what is over there. So much fun, and I haven't even actually started the game yet. Okay, so back to this. Okay, now what about this? Does this fit? No, okay. One of these fits something somewhere. What about this one? Okay, maybe we'll figure it out once we start playing. Okay. I see all of these other pendants and charms in here. So maybe we will find the right one at some point. Is this a drawer? Ooh, what is this? You can use RT to bring up a magnifying glass. Okay, and this. On thalamic, a diurnal field pattern. Diurnal, remember, means sun, or daytime, or morning, that kind of thing. Ooh, all right. Explore. It's the map. We found the map. We found the map. We found the map. We found the map. It's the map. The map. Okay, this is how we zoom in. Okay. This is very much along the similar lines of strange horticulture. So I already feel comfortable as to where we are now. Okay. Then that means we can, ooh, that's perfect. Ooh, look how shapely that looks. Oh, I love it. You guys, I just saw the spider. You see the spider here? Look at, it's a spider. Okay, little spider. This has got to be the back table that we work on. Okay. All right, let's get started. All right, new person. I've been called away to assist in urgent matter in Ravenglass and must leave at once. Eli White. Okay, that's who EW is. Eli White is a thaumaturge, a collector and curator of powerful objects. As owner of Strange Antiquities, Eli is a stern master. He knows firsthand what can happen if the right precautions are not taken. Devourer of souls. Jupiter. Jupiter is the thaumaturge's cat, or more accurately, Eli is Jupiter. His business is his own, but it largely consists of regular naps, terrorizing rodents, and midnight explorations of Undermere and beyond. I missed all that dialogue, and remember that there are some powerful artifacts here. Under no circumstances should you seek entry to any locked doors, drawers, or cupboards. Well, shit. In fact, safe is not to touch anything at all. But I want in. But if it's locked, then we've already been told it's a no-no and no touchy and behave. Pet the kitty. I'm going to zoom in on the cute kitty. We're going to look at some of these. Look at some of these. Wow. That looks very Celtic in nature. All right, book. How do I read? Oh, inspect. Okay. Contents. Commonly featuring a memento mori that acts as an aid to recollection. So, for those who do not know their Greek, memento, it means memory, mori means dead. When everyone says, by the way, memento mori, it's kind of a reminder one day you will die, period. This will all end. So some people use it as, YOLO. Some people use it as you're not, entirely invincible. You are not a god or goddess. You are not any, unending deity. You are mortal. Mori is also another word for mortality. So memento mori, remember that you are mortal. Remember that there is an end to you at some point. You are not an indefinite existence. For a lot of people, memento mori is very reassuring. For us, a lot of people, memento mori is very creepy. And there's a lot of people who are in between the spectrum. I myself probably fall somewhere in the spectrum. Sometimes it's reassuring. Sometimes I don't want the reminder. Binding seed. These items are made of two distinct materials representing the mentic and the wixit. You guys are challenging me today. Good grief. The mind and the body. So they explained it to you already. The mind, mentic, mentic. Here's your word association for the day. And the wixit, the body. The winding path, the mind, is described by a spiral encompassing the body, the seed. So you probably, if you're anyone like me, you're probably already familiar with spirals in many cultures. In the indigenous people of the Native American, and actually South American, Central American, spirals are a big freaking deal. In Celtic, you'll see it all the time. There are others in Vedic magic and mythology, where the swastika was misappropriated strongly, and absolutely bleh. But it originally is also a binding. Actually, in Chinese lunar magic, you've probably seen those on people's doors. It's not the bagua. I think it's called the bashi. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly. But it is a hexagonal shape, and it has all of these separate different lines. But if you look at it, it's actually a spiral. So this also is on people's doors as a protective and or bringing in symbol, and it's usually married with a mirror of some sort. It's either a mirror that's been rounded and beveled out, or a mirror that's been rounded and beveled in. Depending on if the mirror is beveled out or in, depends on the use of that spiral. if the mirror is rounded and beveled out, like as if you're trying to turn, you've been in the hospital, so you've seen those rounded mirrors around the corner, so you can see what's going around the corner. That's exactly the purpose, is to keep something away from you, to reflect it away from you. If it's beveled in, then that is to bring something to you. Depending on this goes hard, to be honest. And we could go down the whole, this. This is like when you're in the strange horticulture, you gotta label stuff. Okay, so he's gonna describe it now. Cool. Great. I don't know how to find out what that is. Maybe this is it. Use item. That wasn't the item I'm looking for. I should slow down and think this through more carefully. Okay, Hunter's Boon. Hunter's Boon. Okay. A Hunter's Boon is a primitive item. They grant the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. Use item. Woohoo! Hunter's Boon. This is a tiger's tooth, a trophy from a predator. On closer inspection, it gives sensation of power. Selenic totem. These carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with a segment or noctic disciplines. So Selenic means moon, Selena. If you've ever known your lunar gods and goddesses, Selena, and noctic means nocturnal, nox, and Nox is a very well-known Greco-Roman goddess of the night. Indeed, the form of the item itself will, or Selena or Selene is another name for her, will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. I am confused. Okay, I think this is Hecate. Somebody tell me which one is the Hecate symbol, because I don't remember. No, I think this was Hecate. And I don't remember her being sideways like this. One of these is Earth, and I think this is Earth. No, this is fire. This is air. No, this is air. Fire, air, earth, water. That's what those symbols are. Unless I've got it entirely wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the basic symbols that are used for the 4A symbol right there. No, it's not. That's another. Okay, you know what? I can't remember all my symbols, okay? There's a lot of freaking symbols. If you've ever used, what the hell? What's the word called? Sigils. That's what all of these are sigils, by the way. If you've ever used sigil magic, you will know that a sigil is anything drawn for a magical purpose. Period. Be it your name, your initials, anything that means something to you. Okay, Hunter's Boon. Inner perception. It gives a sensation of power. But I really want to identify the eyeball one. Selenic totem. Moon hearts. A creeping dark is set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hold will draw it out. Okay, let's look up. Identified, shadow hold. Next time I should read the whole entry. The item is a container of some kind. The design of the bottle is the same as the sketch. Sun bond. A sun bond is small and lightweight. So every time we get something right, we earn another page in the book. Okay. And then we're going to do shape. All right, next. Oh, pet the kitty. Always pet the kitty. Not a good day to be the sort who believes in dark omens. A letter for you, by the way. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in the fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. That man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of much use here, but I thought of you when I came across an entry on the shin. Charles Weathers. Okay, so they're not going to be charred. He caught them before they got charred. Awesome. These somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess. Korkin. Oh my gosh, I hope I pronounced that right. It's not Korchin, because I know better. This is Celtic, so it's Korkin. I guess we're just going to have to go through all of these. I found it! Those are snakes. Woohoo! Got it on the first try. Made of bone, this item satisfies the description macabre. Closer inspection. You know what? I hate when they do that. Because knuckle bones, as well used as a divination tool, is made from the knuckle bones of dead people. It's a game. That's where the game name comes from. Anyway, people make me mad. It's nevertheless important and should not... Oh, come back here. Oh well. Maybe that is the orange gem because fire is orange. No, that is correct. And I'm thinking that as well. So I'm glad we're on the same page. Oh, wait. The picture says Ceranos is wearing his torque. Not holding it, wearing it. Okay. Then it's this one. Woohoo! I could never... Remember when I started, I couldn't remember the name of this thing? There you go. And I told you it was Celtic. This is why being a witch is a good idea in these kinds of games. Because you know your shit. You don't need the game to tell you. Yeah. A little bit of a detail that I definitely did not initially pay attention to. Because I already knew that this was worn around the neck. This is a necklace. So, I feel so much better. Ooh. All right. Cuffs. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. Ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. So maybe we should be looking for the prison. Well, let's try the boatyard. The yard has seen better days. A mess of broken and rotten timber covers most of the outdoor space. He pulls a sheaf of brown papers out of a desk drawer and places this gently in my hands. Ooh. Woo! Yeah, I think that's the right place as well. But I like to cover all my bases, so let's check the Grey Wick Farm. The scent of Verona Green. She looks familiar. Ah, well that's just perfect. Undermere fizzing with fear over these ravens, and the Thaumaturge has left his apprentice in charge. Bitch, ain't nobody ask your opinion? Sorry, my dear, that was rude. You think? Pay no attention to me. I'm an old lady who got out of the wrong side of bed. Yeah, a little bit. These ravens have got under my skin is all. Please do let Eli know I was looking for him next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology. Oh, we got a new book? Hell yeah. Finally, a symbol book. Oh, that was going to drive me nuts. Platinum. Silver. See, you guys? It's even my birth moon. This is the moon I was born under. A waxing moon. Oh, storm. Wait a minute. I know what we're going to do. We're going to go back over here. We're going to fix the symbol. Where did it go? It's over here. I labeled it. Here it is. We're going to fix this. This one. Okay. She is respected and feared, which she revels in, and she is revered and admired, which she tolerates. Her knowledge of the occult world is second to none, and her expertise has steered the citizens of Undermere away from catastrophe on more than one occasion. She's the town witch, you guys. I would tolerate being revered. So would I. I shared a song with Ace on his stream last night for Stardew Valley. And it was, I can't remember the name now. But to him, it came across sacrilegious. And I felt, my feelings were so hurt. I'm like, no. Because it was, to me, it was such a beautiful song. To him, it was worshipful of a human being, and he's a Christian, so you can see where that kind of bumped up against each other. And I was over here like, I was upsetty spaghetti. And ordinary. Oh, blessed goddess, I remembered. Here, I'm going to play the song for you guys. I don't just listen to music. I listen to the emotion in the song. I look at the words and I feel it. So when Ace rejected it, I was like, no. I was distraught. We're gonna go together and read this word for word. Okay, you guys? Music is part of my soul. So when someone misinterprets something, I get upset, okay? Okay, here we go. You got me kissing the ground, sanctuary. I can see very easily the confusion here that Ace experienced. To him, it sounded like worship of a human, not worship of a god. Or his god, should I say. And you can see where my heart was absolutely shattered when he said, oh. I was so upset. I was like, way to miss the entire point. And I'm still shattered. Because clearly, now that you read the lyrics, it's actually reverent of God and the Christian God. And hey, thanks for bringing her to me. Oh my, thanks. That's pretty much the whole thing. And he just went, whoo, worshiping humans. Don't do that. And I was like, I was slain. Okay, absolutely dead. Okay, I got that out of my system now. I love music, and I'm a mental head, so my atheism makes religious distaste for me giggle. As you can tell, I wasn't giggling. I was in tears. I was distraught. I was upset. Oh, well. And And I said this in his chat. I said, you know what? They can't all be winners. I get it. It's just not for you. Okay. And I'm like tearing up on the other side of the computer. Oil. Fog and oil. Well, that's about right. Okay. Neither of those were correct. Even slightly. Tess Sherwood. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no prospects. John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the items he shows me. Any hope that he might not be fully aware of its value quickly evaporates, and after a lengthy negotiation, I reluctantly hand over the amount he originally asked for. Ooh. Alright. This is going to go in the enamel symbol area. Not it. Also not it. A deep fear has taken root. I must break the hold it has over me. Okay, so what? We're going to play Knucklebones? Okay, select a segment of the seal and bank the dice to break it. Help. The goal is to break the seal. Match dice symbols to a section of the seal to break it. Stars are wild. They can be any symbols as long as they are all the same. Roll the dice as many times as you like. Select dice to lock or unlock them. If you get 3 crossed bones before banking, you lose a life. 5 of a kind automatically breaks the seal. Alright then. How to bank. Bank. Roll again. Shit, I wanted to do these too. Bank. Roll. Oh, I see now. Roll again. Finally. Bank. Okay, this is not good news. I have no idea what I'm doing. Planbrook Road. Okay, I didn't click this. Maybe I must have. Okay. I genuinely have no clue what to pick. I'm gonna go insane, literally and figuratively, trying to figure out where this place is she is talking about. Circle around the gaping chasm Earth is brown and lifeless. So not necessarily unproductive. Okay, well, I goofed around and found nothing. I am not having any luck figuring out what she's talking about. This is one of my last attempts, I think, because I honestly have no clue what she's talking about. The owl's associated with the moon. That's the only thing I can think of. Ha! Look at that! Talking to the moon. I hope that's the right one. Either that one or the other one. I got it right. Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure it never happens again? I will need to make a choice here. There are no wrong answers, but my decision will no doubt affect the events in motion outside my shop. So either we get a binding seed or a Z. Okay, what is a Z? We're going to call it a binding seed. Okay, then I already know what it is. It's over here. It's this one. Okay. You know, I just realized something. In the Cult of the Lamb, they use that same symbol for the lamb's crown. The wisdom symbol. That's interesting. Okay. And this is the perfect time to end the day. Ah, and we finished the demo too. Thanks for playing the Strange Antiquities demo. There's a lot more to uncover in the full version of the game. More gameplay elements to discover that we won't spoil for you here. More secrets to unearth and a sinister plot involving ancient deities, dark articles, and a meddlesome priest that will lead to one of several unique endings. Alright, that was Strange Antiquities, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. It really whet my palate. I want to play the game, the full game. I honestly just love these kinds of games. I love that they did callbacks a couple of times to their Strange Horticulture game. I will probably dig around and try to find their Discord because I like what they're doing. It's right into that cozy horror genre that I love so much. And I think we will be digging more into this genre that I had no idea was a subgenre. Movies, I don't do scary games. Mysterious stuff? Cryptic stuff? Oh, I'm down. I'm always down. So, we're going to, whether you chatted, lurked, worked, crafted, folded laundry, or just vibe with the cozy chaos, I absolutely appreciate you. Special thanks to everyone supporting the Traction fundraiser. Empress Knight stopped by and donated $5. I'm so fucking excited. Everyone helping keep the internet alive for $10 at a time. Exclamation tip at any point, whether I'm in stream or if you're just on the channel and you want to enter chat and do it that way, that's perfectly fine. And I'm not streaming at the time. And again, this beautiful little community of weirdos and cozy chaos enjoyers. I want you guys to remember to stay curious, stay kind, and maybe don't adopt any antique objects that whisper your name. You know, that's usually bad news. And see you guys on on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. But now I got to raid out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.